I'm Marshall Shannon with Ministry Design Concepts, and this is Ministry Design Training. I want to answer the question, why hire a pre-construction navigator? I'm asked that question from time to time as pastors and ministry leaders have to confront that question and answer it for themselves. And so I put together this brief presentation to help you consider some of the ins and outs of why a church should consider hiring a pre-construction navigator. Well, first, why you should hire a pre-construction navigator is to help you answer key questions. Why should you build? Do you know what's mission critical? Can help you answer that. What should you build? How do you know? Where should you build? Where do you borrow money if needed? How much should you build? How much can you afford? How much should you spend? How much can you borrow? How will you pay for it? How will you raise the money? Other key questions you need to be asking yourself as to why you ought to hire a pre-construction navigator is, how will you lead your congregation through the process? Can you see the process from start to finish, the entire journey from concept to completion, and everything in between, as though you were looking at a printout from MapQuest? Well, the right pre-construction navigator can provide that for you. How will you develop buy-in with your congregation so that they are in favor and not only agree to it, but are enthusiastic about your next building project? How will you select, structure, and school your building committee? How will you avoid the pitfalls and landmines in the process? How will you who will you hire to design your next building? How will you go about hiring them? Do you have a process in place? How will you build, and when will you build? When do you hire the different industry professionals? All at once up front, or a bit as you go through the process? How do you and when do you go about engaging with them? Why hire a pre-construction navigator? Well, simply you need someone to watch out for your best interest in the place of their own interest. The way we work at Ministry Design Concepts is that we care and have as our only concern the Lord and His church, Christ and His church. Each individual professional is watching out for their own interest and their bottom line, and they should be, as stewards of those things entrusted to them by the Lord. That's not a negative comment. But who's watching out for your best interest? Who's watching out for your bottom line? You need an advocate in the process who is only committed to your best interest, Christ and the church first. So you need an advocate in the process to protect your ministry and provide needed insight into the construction industry and the building process. A pre-construction navigator can save the church money, ministry, and momentum. So here are 13 reasons how. First, the pre-construction navigator can serve as a loyal advocate. Christ and the church first. Our loyalty at Ministry Design Concepts lies solely with the church. We protect your interest first and foremost. Can serve as a church representative. We provide the church with consistent and comprehensive representation from beginning to end, from concept to completion. You have someone who can serve as your guide. We provide a tested process with a successful track record. We provide and serve as an expert in church ministry and construction to help you avoid pitfalls and landmines often found in church building programs. We serve as a leadership developer. We provide training for the church leaders and committee members through webinars, Skype, and in person. We're an industry insider. We provide insider insights into the construction world with its processes, perspectives, culture, and industry professionals. We're a problem solver. We provide support and solutions during and through the process. We're a networking specialist. We provide multiple options for building your team of industry professionals. We're a team developer. We provide the needed knowledge and skills to select your building team, both your in-house committees and your industry professionals. We hope to provide the needed knowledge to structure your building team to maximize your effectiveness and efficiency throughout the process. We're a workhorse. We provide protection for your staff and building committee from project overload. Guys, I have literally had a pastor out during construction on the site in the building while it is being put up with a hard hat on and doing that day in and day out instead of paying attention to his ministry. Now, do you think his ministry and his mission suffered during the building process? Yes, it did. And we don't want that to happen to you. We also are a project developer. We want to pursue full development of the project in the preparation, planning, and design phases in order to help fill any gaps left by the other industry partners. We want to provide long-range thinking when designing your facility and campus. We want to provide long-range thinking with the facility management of your new facility and the marrying together of your existing and your new facility. We want to balance your vision with your capability and reality. We want to protect your church and your project by keeping the cost within budget. We're working alongside the other industry professionals to do this. We want to serve as a project partner. We want to provide the church with a passionate partner that supports, providing support that will pay for itself. And I'll pay for myself, I believe. I can't guarantee it for your project, but others have found I pay for myself over and over and over again during the preparation, planning, and design process. We want to provide experience in ministry and construction to help you. You need a guide and a translator. We're a communicator. We serve as a translator, a teacher, and a trainer. We're a ministry protector. We want to protect your money. We want you to finish the project within your budget and gain the best value possible. Ministry. We want to protect your leadership and the effectiveness of your church during and after your project. And momentum. We want you to finish the project on time with the right ministry space built. And we want your ministry to keep moving ahead. We want you to gain momentum. We want to protect your ministry from the pitfalls and landmines that are present in building projects. So let me ask you, who is on your side? Who have you hired that is looking out solely for your interest and your concerns, wanting the building that you want built within the amount of money you wish to pay and on the timeline you desire? Well, I'm Marshall Shannon, your pre-construction navigator, providing ministry design training and ministry design concepts. You can reach me at this email address or either one of these phone numbers. We'll be happy to talk with you about your project.